Welcome, everyone. My name is Warren Nightingale, and I'm the Vice Principal of Nelson McIntyre Collegiate. I am honored to be your Master of Ceremonies tonight. We are so glad that you're able to join us to celebrate Nelson McIntyre Collegiate's class of 2021. But before we start with our formal greetings, we'd like to begin with a treaty acknowledgement. We gather today on the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe, Innuak, and Dakota, and the homeland of the Métis. We recognize that Manitoba is also the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and Dene. We respect the treaties made on these lands and acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past and the present. As a school, we commit to learning and teaching about our shared history, as well as being active participants in a respectful and harmonious community. First, I would like to introduce Ms. Louise Johnson, trustee of the Riel School Division, who brings welcomes from the board office.
Dear graduates, family, staff, and friends, today we are here virtually to celebrate the 2021 Nelson McIntyre graduating class. I'm sure you've heard this once or twice already, but this year has truly been unlike any other. Although this celebration may not be what you expected when thinking about your final year of high school, it remains a celebration of you, your achievements, your hard work, and your resilience. Time and time again, you have risen to the challenges presented by a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic. You have demonstrated an incredible ability to adapt, whether it is quickly transforming to learning from home, finding creative ways to stay connected with family and friends, or discovering new hobbies and talents amid the lockdown. As graduates, you have proven that while learning is important, so is community, caring, and hope. Seeing your acts of kindness and ability to come together to support one another over the past year has been a huge source of pride for me and the rest of the Board of Trustees. Your generation will now help shape what our new normal will look like through your words and your actions. As builders of our collective future, I want to thank you for the important journey you are about to embark on and encourage you, especially in these uncertain times, to continue showing that you can and will rise to all of these challenges. I know our 2021 graduates are a group of advocates, innovators, and you will be part of transforming the world for the better. Be proud of your years at Nelson McIntyre, your Education Riel School Division. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I congratulate each of you and truly wish you an incredible life. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Next, I'd like to welcome Mr. Christian Michaluk, CEO and Superintendent of LRSD, to bring greetings from the division.
Greetings, graduating class of 2021. I'd like to start off by acknowledging that I know this is not the graduation ceremony we had hoped for. I know this past year hasn't been easy, but somehow you have found the perseverance and resilience to collectively navigate the ongoing reality of this pandemic. I also want to acknowledge all the parents and guardians, family members and friends who have given strength to our students and have done their best to help them succeed. Kindness and community have played a huge role in our ability to thrive and flourish under these difficult circumstances. As we begin to emerge from the shadow of the pandemic, I'm excited to see how the class of 2021 will navigate the future, how the insights you've learned will influence your future choices and decisions. Living in such unprecedented times gives us the opportunity to pause and discover new ways of looking at ourselves in the world and how we can change for the better. So many of you have proved that you are up to that challenge during the Beyond the Horizon Youth Summit in May. You showed that we can find hope and opportunity, even in crisis. You shared your vision for a better future, and you started a dialogue that will leave a legacy in our learning community for years to come. The one thing I hope you've discovered throughout your time in the Riel School Division is that learning can and does happen everywhere. It precedes school and will continue long after your final formal interaction with a school. That's the essential beauty of learning. No matter your path, passion, or goals, it is the process to achieving them. Graduation is a unique experience, especially this year. I hope you remember these last few months as being a unique time that brought the best out of you and proved to be the catalyst for positive change, wherever your path may take you. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you, Mr. Michaluk. Next, I'd like to welcome Ms. Charlene Smallwood, Principal of Nelson McIntyre Collegiate, for opening remarks.
Welcome, family, friends, and most importantly, graduates. When we started this September, never in our wildest dreams would we have imagined that we'd be celebrating the end of this year, your convocation, this way. Your sacrifice this year has been enormous. You've endured without friends, family, and loved ones, and right now, more than ever, I know you're missing each other. It's easy to focus on the hardships from this pandemic. We're so affected by them daily. The quiet classrooms, the empty hallways, the silent Teams classes created a pall over our lives. This silence, along with empty streets, restaurants, stores, and backyards, blanketed our world. Sometimes that blanket smothered us, but we'll all have to admit that it also protected us. So instead of spotlighting the losses of the year, I'm going to challenge you to see how these sacrifices revealed your strengths. To begin, this year validates your caring for others. Following all these rules and regulations showed how much you love your school community, your friends, and your family. This group effort to keep each other safe was an example of one of the most powerful collaborative group projects of our entire world. Everyone's individual contributions for the good of the whole reveals how much every one of you made a difference in this massive effort. Every one of you showed your part in a remarkable act of love and generosity. And for this, I can't thank you enough. I urge you not to let this loss and sacrifice define you. One day, 5, 10, or 15 years from now, you'll be telling this story to others. You'll share remember whens, the sharp edges will soften, and you'll even wear it as a badge of honor. You know, like your grandparents did when they talk about how when they went to school, they had to walk 12 kilometers up hills and through snowstorms to get there. Or when your parents say, when they went to school, there was no internet and they had to look everything up by hand and actually read a book. You will talk about how when you went to school, you could only come half days. You had to wear masks and sit 2 meters apart and somehow still work collaboratively. You will also share that when you were in grade 12 in a pandemic, you became self-reliant learners. You became creative problem solvers. You became active, generous citizens and confident, capable adults. You will share these stories because you have overcome this pandemic. You have showed that you're self-reliant learners when you worked through 3 cycles of remote learning. You had to log into classes from home, complete class assignments independently, revise and submit them through Teams. You had to get yourself up for online classes, be vulnerable by speaking up, turning on cameras or presenting publicly. When we could learn in person, you had to come to school without the physical support of your friends and only have time. You had to figure out how to work together while staying 2 meters apart. You had to find ways to get through low energy and motivation. You had to work through your own despair. You had to work through isolation. There would have been days, I imagine, that you could not get up the energy. There might have been days where you bailed on your responsibilities. There might have even been days when you wanted to give up. But the thing is, you didn't. You didn't give up. You did find the energy. You did take your responsibilities seriously. That despite the difficulty, the loneliness, the quiet, you persevered. Because if you hadn't, you wouldn't be listening to me now. So if you can take one message away today, please hear this. You are capable, confident citizens who can independently meet your goals. You have overcome one massive obstacle. It was hard. It was emotionally exhausting. It was even gruesome at times, but you did it, and that's why you're here. And while I would never wish this year on anyone, remind yourself of this year when things get tough again. So don't be afraid to struggle. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid because you've already learned that you can overcome difficulties, that you can take those steps, that you can persevere through hardship. Remember that every person you've ever admired, every hero you've ever looked up to, and every tiny moment of success you've had comes from taking the next step, from taking action. Remember that comebacks only happen after things are hard, and that struggle is sweetest, that success is sweetest after struggle. So infuse your life with challenge. You've proven that you can. Infuse your life with curiosity and passion. It's the only way forward. Infuse your life with generosity. It will make your life fulfilled. So as we're coming to the summit of this part of your journey, I want to remind you of lessons learned, not just in this pandemic, but throughout your schooling, and remind you that the end, while the end was especially difficult, the best is yet to come. My sincerest hope for you is that you find the path you love, work towards it, and give it all you've got. Through this, you will find joy. Remember, there's a lot of room between perfection and giving up. Don't beat yourself up for mistakes. Embrace them and learn from them. Remember that every small act you take brings you closer to your goal and makes you part of an exceptional group. Remember that your role in the world is important, that small acts of kindness and generosity help improve this world for everyone. While in my wildest dreams I didn't imagine this end, you are the students I did imagine, and the reality is even better than the dream. Congratulations and thank you, class of 2021. You are an exceptional group of unique individuals, and we will miss you.
Thank you, Ms. Smallwood. Next, we're going to proceed with the presentation of scholarships and awards. We are so incredibly proud of the class of 2021, not only in their accomplishments, but in the incredible citizens they have become. Please sit back and enjoy our awards presentation. Please welcome Mr. Matt Fabry.
The St. Boniface Constituency Scholarship, the Madillard Citizenship Award, and the St. Patel St. Boniface Norwood Retired Teachers and Support Staff Association Rael Chapter Bursary are provided to students who have demonstrated a willingness to be involved within the school community through volunteer work or other extracurricular activities. This year, Nelson McIntyre is pleased to present these awards to a student who need not simply demonstrate these qualities, but redefine them in the context of our school community. The recipient of all three of these awards is none other than Ms. Isla Furness. It doesn't matter which area of the school you've seen her in these past 4 years, be it leading the charge in JA, or redefining what a yearbook is, or should be, or could be, as its editor-in-chief, or literally running the show at Le Cirque Molière Theatre, or more importantly, teaching students at her childhood school in Nordale about water health and conservation. Isla leads, period, end of sentence. She's helped to enact so much change here at Nelson. She's truly left her mark on all of us. I can only imagine what our city and province are in store for when she's eventually let loose on them too. Congratulations, Isla, on being the recipient of these prestigious awards. I'll now ask Ms. Leslie McCorby to present the Louis-Riel Teachers Association Scholarship and the Notre Dame Community Center Scholarship.
Thank you, Mr. Fabry. The first of the awards I have the privilege of presenting this evening are given in recognition to a student who possesses good communication and interpersonal skills, has maintained a good academic standing, and possibly expressed an interest in pursuing a career in education. The second of the awards recognizes a student who has been involved in community initiatives. This year's recipient meets all these qualifications to a T. She is a person of generosity, patience, and kindness, engaging with all in a genuinely caring and sincere manner. She has consistently demonstrated an eagerness to learn and also dedicated her own time and efforts to help others, both at school and in the community. It would be obvious to mention at this time that her chosen career path upon graduation this year is to enter university to become a teacher. It is my absolute pleasure to award the Louis-Riel Teachers Association Scholarship and the Notre Dame Community Center Scholarship to Annie Tran. Congratulations, Annie, and best wishes on your pursuit of a career in education. We know you will make tangible and valued contributions to the lives of your students. The next scholarship to be presented is the Alexander G. Boys Scholarship. Mr. Greg Spicer will be making that presentation.
Mr. Boys was a former superintendent of the Norwood School Division. He established the Alexander G. Boys Scholarship to recognize students who are moving on to the university level and have demonstrated a level of citizenship throughout their years in high school. When establishing the scholarship, his inspiration came from the successes of his two daughters, who now work as educators in Winnipeg and Toronto. During her years at NMC, this year's recipient served as production manager in our school's award-winning JA program, helped start the redevelopment of our school's green space, also known as the Backyard Project, and even created and implemented a water sustainability lesson plan for grade 3 to 4 students, all the while keeping her grades in the stratosphere. As a fellow coder, I have been especially happy to witness her enthusiasm and her decision to pursue the field of computer science. On behalf of Mr. Boys, I am pleased to award this scholarship to none other than Haley Vizeau. We are pleased to have a new scholarship this year. Mr. E was a wonderful educational assistant at NMC, and his family has established a scholarship in his memory. To make this presentation, I'll have Mr. Chris Enns and Ms. Lauren Coates join us.
The Don Awanchek Memorial Scholarship was established this year. Mr. E was a beloved educational assistant, not only in our co-op program, but also throughout the school. Always eager to help, he was known for his commitment to his students, his love of sport, his desire to help, a funny joke or two, and his passion for food. This award recognizes students who enjoy some of these interests of Mr. E and have demonstrated academic improvement during their time at Nelson McIntyre.
I am pleased to share that this year's recipient is Tyrese Lange. Tyrese has overcome many obstacles in his educational journey and has shown strength and perseverance along the way. Tyrese engaged in his learning with a positive outlook and contributed to the co-op classroom with his outgoing, personable demeanor. We are all proud of your growth personally and academically and wish you well in the years ahead. Congratulations. I will now pass things over to Mr. Ryan Sabrin to make the Denise Cloutier Humanitarian Award presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Enns. It is my honor to present the Denise Cloutier Humanitarian Award. This award is presented to a Nelson McIntyre graduate who has demonstrated perseverance in order to complete their high school education. This young humanitarian volunteered weekly at the Wrench and helped run the NMC Community Bike Shop. When he wasn't volunteering, he was always willing to help anyone find the best bus route in the city. This year's recipient is Jason Huang. I would like to call on Ms. Harms to present the Frank P. Kennedy Award.
The Frank P. Kennedy Scholarship is presented to the graduating student who has demonstrated a vast amount of improvement during their high school career. I've had the pleasure of teaching this year's recipient in both grade 9 and grade 12 and have seen his immense growth over these 4 years. He doesn't always take the easy path, and he has learned the value of allowing others to help him along the way. This year's recipient is Greg Powell. I'm going to now pass things over to Mr. Randy Says, who will make the Louis Riel School Division Educational Assistant Award presentation.
The Louis Riel School Division Education Assistant Award is funded by the educational assistants throughout the division, and each high school is able to award one. This year's recipient for the Nelson McIntyre EA Award goes to Thomas Cardinal. Thomas came to our program at the young age of 15. He showed a great deal of interest in the arts, especially drawing and guitar. Thomas has great attention to detail. He never gets discouraged from mistakes nor is afraid to ask questions. This was not the Thomas that we met, but the Thomas he became. We're proud of you. Thank you for the opportunity to teach you. Good luck in the future. We know you will succeed. I would like now to send things over to Mr. Matt Steingart, who will make the St. Amant Center Award presentations.
Nelson McIntyre Collegiate and the IPSA program would like to congratulate Joseph Asante for receiving the St. Amant Award. As Joseph graduates from Nelson McIntyre, he is excited to join the North Shell Day program once public health restrictions are lifted. Joseph's infectious smile will soon warm the hearts of his new friends at North Shell. Joseph, everyone at NMC will miss you, and we wish you well in the next step of your journey. Congratulations, Joseph. Nelson McIntyre Collegiate and the IPSA program would like to congratulate Cody Menard for receiving the St. Amant Award. Cody has worked hard at school and is excited to begin a new adventure at the North Shell Day program once public health restrictions are lifted. We'll miss you, Cody, and the laughter you brought to the program. We know you'll have a fun experience at North Shell and continue to touch the hearts of your new friends like you did ours. Congratulations on your next adventure, Cody. We'll continue with the awards presentation by having Mr. Robbie Young present the Marlene Leclerc Scholarship.
The Marlene Leclerc Scholarship is presented to a graduating student who has demonstrated the following: being respectful of others, a positive attitude even faced with adversity, always offering help, and promotes a climate of respect, plans to continue studies at the post-secondary level. This year's recipient displayed all these characteristics. I first met Guy when he was in grade 10. He was a quiet, shy, and soft-spoken student who didn't often want to share his point of view. But as I got to know him over the past 2 years, he is a very compassionate, insightful, and perceptive individual. He has the ability to provide unique insights on various social justice issues and maintain a positive attitude in times of challenges. I'm pleased to present this scholarship to Guilherme Miguita. In our next presentation, the Norwood Community Foundation Scholarships, a number of graduates will be recognized. Mr. Mark Schmicke will present these awards.
The Norwood Community Foundation Scholarship and the William Watkins Scholarship are presented to graduating students who reside in the Norwood community. The recipients of these awards have been chosen by the Community Foundation. Both awards are presented to graduating students who achieve a good academic standing while participating in school activities in and around the community. To list all the ways this year's winners have given back would take far more time than we have. So here's a few highlights: the Imagine program, the Ecuador service trip, musical theater, yearbook, United Way, Junior Achievement, Model UN, and Taggers Den, just to name a few. They volunteer in the community in places such as the Grace Hospital, Manitoba Harvest, Salome Mission, Winnipeg Humane Society, Festival de Voyageurs, and the St. Amant Center. It is my pleasure to present the Norwood Community Foundation Scholarships to Ala Furness and Morgan Beveridge Mandamin. As well, I'd like to present the William Walkton Award to Ethan Holmes and Lane Perrin. Miss Lindsay Harms will now present Riverside Lionel Jesse Hunt Memorial Scholarship.
The Riverside Lionels Jesse Hunt Memorial Scholarship is presented to a Nelson McIntyre graduate who demonstrates academic potential. The award has been given to Nelson McIntyre students in the memory of Jesse Hunt, who is a member of the Riverside Lionels. One of the goals of the Lionels is to raise funds for 5 bursaries that are awarded to a graduating student in each of the Louis Riel School Division high schools. This year's recipient has been involved in school activities such as yearbook, sewing club, and junior achievement. In the classroom, she takes responsibility for her own learning while supporting those around her, bringing new perspectives and leadership to her projects. I am pleased to present this award to Manal Khan. We are pleased to award a Nelson McIntyre Collegiate Perseverance Scholarship to 2 recipients. Andrea Everett will be making these presentations.
We feel fortunate to be able to award the Nelson McIntyre Collegiate Perseverance Scholarship this year. While school and community involvement are important criteria, there is a wide range of traits a recipient can have for this scholarship, resulting in a lot of discussion about the entire graduating class. The first recipient is Junia Otito Ju. She is a caring, hardworking individual who would spend long hours volunteering to help with school events while meeting the demands of achieving high academic success in all her classes. Junia is a natural caregiver and could be counted on for being a friend. She radiates kindness, and her positive presence will be treasured. The second recipient is Lily Rance. Lily is a kind, wise soul. In the beginning of grade 9, schoolwork was a challenge for Lily. However, her ability to make close peer connections exceeded all expectations in the world of fitting in high school. She persevered and put her best foot forward and over time gained the confidence to love learning and has achieved great success. She will agree friendships and schoolwork are great when balanced. Congratulations, students. To speak about the recipient of the Ken Dryborough Scholarship, I will send things over to Mr. Matt Fabry.
The Ken Dryborough Scholarship is presented to a Nelson McIntyre Collegiate graduate who excels in English language study. This year's recipient is unlike any others to whom I presented this award. What's remarkable about this recipient is that she's followed the path of other great authors to teach others to write out of nothing else than a pure love of the craft. Sage Dreswick Holland notably spent the last semester of her days in Propel not simply teaching 10 to 12-year-olds the craft of writing and publishing her students' work as a collaborative project with some of her other co-propellers. But next year she's off to the University of Winnipeg. A great place to study the English language, but also maybe for an ed degree if the muses lead her there. Congratulations, Sage. And now I'd like to ask Mr. Mark Schmicke to make the Jeffrey Rock Spencer Order of Good Cheer presentation.
Enthusiastic, considerate, easygoing, and gentle. These are just a few words that could describe Jeffrey Rock Spencer. Jeff, a former student of Nelson McIntyre, was tragically taken at the early age of 23 on May 8, 2003. He cared deeply for his family, his peers, his teachers, and his community. This award is not solely based on academic standing, but also requires the recipient to have these positive characteristics. I had the pleasure of teaching this year's winner a few times over their high school career, and I cannot think of a more deserving student. They always came into class with a smile on their face, an ear to listen to a friend in need, and enough energy to get them through an entire early morning bio class. This student has volunteered in many aspects of school life, including leadership, esports club, and the United Way, just to name a few. And to top it off, this student hopes to be a teacher. Please congratulate Junhoo as this year's winner of the Jeffrey Rock Spencer Order of Good Cheer Award. I would now like to ask Ms. Emily Forrest to present the Blue Rail School Division French Scholarship.
The L'Oreal School Division French Scholarship, which is presented to graduating students who have excelled in their French studies. This year's recipient joined the class and took on a leadership role, which was more challenging than usual given the online setting of the class. You know you're talented when you can not only write and sing beautiful songs, but can do so in a second language, which is exactly what the student did for her final presentation. I am pleased to recognize this year's recipient of the L'Oreal School Division French Scholarship, Morgan Beveridge Mandeman. I am now going to have Ms. Arista Ryback present the Emergent Biosolutions Award and the Nelson McIntyre Collegiate Staff Award.
I am pleased to present both the Nelson McIntyre Collegiate Staff Award and the Emergent Biosolutions Scholarships this year. This is the fourth year we have been fortunate to be able to recognize a student who enjoys sciences and plans on pursuing a science-related field at the university level through the support of Emergent Biosolutions. This year's recipient, Hallie Fedorowicz, has been involved in many aspects of Nelson Mac's school life. She played on the varsity basketball team all 4 years of her high school career and was the captain the last 2 seasons, was a leader within her courses, was part of the backstage crew for the musical theater and drama productions, and was part of the notorious A&H Origami Frogs initiative to spread joy through the school this year. Outside of school, she has a passion for dance, and she shines on stage every time she steps on it. She is continuing her studies at the University of Winnipeg next year, where she will be pursuing a Bachelor of Science. I am pleased to present these scholarships to Hallie Fedorowicz. Up next, Miss Brandy Cook will present the Seth Pascoe Memorial Scholarship. Over to you, Miss Cook.
The Seth Pascoe Memorial Scholarship is awarded to a graduating student who has overcome adversity and who will be attending post-secondary institution in the fall. I'm excited to share that this year's recipient is one of the kindest and most generous students I have ever had the pleasure of teaching. She volunteers every chance she gets, and any of her classmates would agree that if you need anything, she is willing to help. It is my great pleasure to present this scholarship to Junya Otitochu. Congratulations, Junya. I'll pass things over to Miss Arista Ryback again, who will present the Alan Dick Scholarship.
I am pleased to be presenting the Alan Dick Scholarship this year to a talented, outgoing student. The Alan Dick Scholarship was established a few years ago by the Real Estate Institute of Manitoba in honor of Alan Dick, one of its founding directors and its first chair. This scholarship is awarded to a deserving student from Nelson McIntyre Collegiate who will benefit from the support it offers to pursue post-secondary education in their chosen field. This year's recipient, Janice Ngomzi Amigavi, immigrated to Canada last school year and joined Nelson Mac in the middle of November 2019. She jumped right into school life at Nelson Mac, signing up to take a CPR first aid course the first weekend that she started school and jumping at every opportunity to be involved since that moment. She has worked hard at her studies while always supporting her peers in any way that she can. She is continuing her studies at the University of Manitoba next year, where she will be pursuing a degree in health sciences. I am very pleased to present this scholarship to Janice Ngomzi Amigavi. Next up, I will pass things over to Mr. Ryan Sabrin, who will make the LRSD Skills Credential Outstanding Student Award presentation.
Thank you, Ms. Ryback. It is my pleasure to present the LRSD Skills Credential Outstanding Student. This award recognizes a student who has participated in impressive school and community experiences, demonstrated leadership skills in the community and school, and stepped outside their comfort zone to reveal a growth mindset. This outstanding student demonstrated entrepreneurial verve, ethical fiber, problem-solving insight, and interdisciplinary mindset and enhanced career focus. This year's recipient is Lane Paring. At this point, I'd like to call on Mr. Day to present the Ron Parkinson Scholarship and the Red River Partners in Education Scholarship presentations.
The Ron Parkinson Scholarship and the Red River College Partners in Education Scholarship are presented to a graduating student who plan on entering Red River College and have achieved a good academic standing. I am pleased to present this award to a student that not only achieved a good academic standing, but played on the basketball team, was a leader in our band program, and contributed to a positive learning environment in every class he took at NMC. This year's recipient of the Ron Parkinson Scholarship and the Red River Partners in Education Scholarship is Jaden Francis. Mr. Spicer is going to join us again to make the Dr. Joseph Anderson Scholarship presentation.
The Dr. Joseph Anderson Scholarship has been established by the Anderson family. Joseph was a graduate of NMC in the 1930s. This scholarship has been established to recognize the efforts of students who have excelled in the sciences and plan to further their studies in sciences at the university level. This year, it is being offered to 2 recipients. Given our current global context of COVID and climate change, I think we all recognize the importance of good science and great scientists. I have been honored to work closely with both recipients and can honestly say that they both have the traits of great scientists, namely the curiosity to think about and wrestle with the big idea and the tenacity to get into the nitty-gritty details that arise in its application. It gives me great pleasure to award this year's Dr. Joseph Anderson Scholarship to Ethan Holmes and Maddie Leslie Toogood. I'm happy to pass things along to Miss Leslie McCorby, who will make the Re-Elevate Endowment Fund bursary presentation.
This is the 5th year that the Louis Riel School Division has been able to award the Re-Elevate bursary in each of the high schools. The bursary commends students who have demonstrated solid academic performance, exceptional commitment to their education, and have a plan to continue studies at the post-secondary level. This award also distinguishes a student who has demonstrated immense potential through their vigorous hard work and who have dedicated themselves to volunteering and building community spirit. This year's recipient is truly an exceptional individual. Their absolute commitment to always work to the highest standard is their mantra. The individual's achievements span all areas of the academic realm, and they also possess a wealth of artistic talent. On top of all her scholastic achievements, this young woman is also a stellar representative of her family and community, demonstrated through her endless commitment to volunteering. She's a person who embraces new learning with vigor and a dedication to succeed. All of these wonderful character traits, coupled with her sense of integrity, respectful demeanor, and a genuinely charming personality, describes a person full of potential to be successful in pursuing their dreams. I am delighted to be able to present the 2021 L'Oreal School Division Re-Elevate Bursary to Natalia Beata. Natalia, you are so deserving of this award. Congratulations. And now we will have the presentation of the Dan Vandel Youth Initiative Award, the Charles Gray Centennial Scholarship, and the Toronto Book Award by Miss Cook.
The Dan Vandel Youth Initiative Award recognizes a student who has endeavored on a volunteer basis to make a positive difference in the school and/or community. They have demonstrated leadership and academic potential. We are recognizing this year's recipient with the Charles Gray Chown Scholarship as well. This scholarship is presented to a graduating student who is entering the University of Manitoba who possesses similar characteristics to the Honorable Dan Vandel Youth Initiative Award and has a high academic standing. Along with those scholarships, I am pleased to also present the University of Toronto Book Award to Lane Herring for her exceptional achievement in a broad context with her originality and creative thought, criteria for the University of Toronto Book Award. A young lady who demonstrates the best in all that she does, Lane impressed me from the first moment we met, when she was the only grade 9 student to audition for the show that year. On the stage, she is a triple threat, and in the classroom, she brings diverse perspectives and a drive to always produce her absolute best work. It is my great honor to present all of these awards to Lane Herring. Mr. Robbie Young is up next, and he'll be presenting the Dennis and Evelyn Wall Scholarship.
Thank you, Ms. Cook. The Dennis and Evelyn Wall Scholarship was established last year and helps provide hardworking, committed students pursuing post-secondary education the opportunity to fulfill their dreams. When I first met Chloe Gate in grade 10, I knew there was a flame brewing that was about to ignite. Her determination, hard work, and creativity in highlighting and addressing social issues is simply her passion. She is not shy to address uncomfortable topics and is passionate in promoting and advocating for the ones who may not have a voice. Through challenging obstacles of her own, Chloe is able to overcome them with grit and resilience. Chloe, let the flame that burns within you light up the path for those who are in the dark. I'm honored to present this scholarship to Chloe Gate. Nelson McIntyre Collegiate is excited to share the news that one of our graduating students has been recognized as a Schulet Leader Scholar and was also a Lorenz Scholar finalist. To make this presentation, I'll have Vice Principal Mr. Warren Nightingale join us.
Thank you, Mr. Young. It is my pleasure to share just some of the good news for Maddie Leslie Toogood. Earlier this year, Maddie was a national finalist for a Lorenz Scholarship, one of the most prestigious scholarships in Canada. Being selected as a finalist is quite an accomplishment. Maddie followed this up by receiving a Schulich Leader Scholarship. Recognizing the increasing importance and impact that STEM disciplines will have on the prosperity of future generations, businessman and philanthropist Seymour Schulich established this $100 million plus scholarship fund in 2012 to encourage our best and brightest students to become Schulich Leader Scholars, the next generation of entrepreneurial-minded technology innovators. Through the Schulich Foundation, this prestigious entrance scholarships are awarded to 100 high school graduates in 2021 who are enrolling in science, technology, engineering, or mathematics undergraduate programs at 20 partner universities in Canada. Every high school in Canada can submit one Schulich Leader nominee per academic year based on academic excellence in STEM and entrepreneurial leadership. This year, Maddie Leslie Toogood was awarded the Schulich Leader Scholarship at Dalhousie University. Way to go, Maddie. We are so proud. Next on our list of presentations is the University Entrance Scholarships. I'll pass things over to Mr. Jason McKechnie for this presentation.
Every year, students at Nelson McIntyre Collegiate earn entrance scholarships to universities based on their academic achievements. We would like to recognize many of our graduates who have received entrance scholarships to the universities of Winnipeg and Manitoba. This year, we are also pleased to recognize 2 students who will be going to Dalhousie University. I wish we could have had everyone up on stage to make this presentation. The number of students who would be up on it would be quite impressive. Recipients of a University of Winnipeg Special Entrance Scholarship include Sage Drostowich Holland, Hallie Fedorowicz, Emily Guay, Sierra Morasti, Guillerme Igata, Lily Rentz, and Peyton Shelton. From the University of Manitoba, we would like to recognize the following students. Recipient of a U of M Hogue Centennial Entrance Scholarship, June Hu. Recipients of a U of M Girton Centennial Entrance Scholarship, Morgan Beveridge Mandeman, Isla Furness, Chloe Gate, Manal Khan, and Junia Otitaju. Recipients of a U of M Queen Elizabeth Centennial Entrance Scholarship, Natalia Viata, Ethan Holmes, and Lane Paring. Along with a U of M Girton Centennial Entrance Scholarship, we also want to recognize Chloe Gate, who will be also going to the University of Manitoba with a 4-year renewable Indigenous Leader of Tomorrow Scholarship. She is one of 3 recipients for this prestigious scholarship. From Dalhousie University, we would like to recognize Manhattan Leslie Toogood, who received a Dalhousie Entrance Scholarship, and Haley Vizo, who has received a Dalhousie University Renewable Entrance Scholarship and a Seymour Schulich Scholarship for students entering computer science. At this time, we will be moving on to our Torchbearer Awards. What makes these awards unique and special is that students select their peers in 3 distinct areas: citizenship, character, and creativity. Our first presentation is the Citizenship Torchbearer, and Ms. Leslie McCorby will make this presentation.
When students were asked to select a person deserving of the Citizenship Torchbearers Award, they were to think of a peer who exudes a spirit of generosity with their time and talents to assist others, a person who values understanding others and appreciates diversity, and lastly, a student in their grade group who they know engages with their community by volunteering. This year's graduates consistently identified a recipient as one of the kindest, nicest, helpful, thoughtful, caring, and patient people they knew. They identified her as a wonderful listener, an individual who is always willing to give of their time to support others and make them feel better. They could see that she cares about each and every one of her fellow students, and they appreciate her dependability to be there for them in need or encouragement. They are all well aware that she volunteers in a number of capacities, both inside and outside of the school, and commented that the world is a better place with her in it. What a testimony the student is to what it means to love thy neighbor. The 2021 recipient, as chosen by her peers for the Torchbearer Citizenship Award, is Annie Tran. And now we will turn to Ms. Ryback to present the Torchbearers Character Award.
The Character Award is presented to a Nelson McIntyre student who demonstrates grit, perseverance, tenacity, the ability to overcome obstacles through difficult times, and takes responsibility for their own learning. Here's what their peers had to say about this year's Character Award winner. She works incredibly hard to grow in her learning, especially when working from home. She always actively contributes to conversations over Teams and comes prepared to every lesson she attends. She has persevered through a difficult senior year, but has worked to make it comfortable for everyone by reaching out to check in on her peers, putting tremendous effort in each of her classes, and helping others when they are in need. She has always been on top of things. Every time someone asked her a question, she would know exactly what to say. They've known her for a while now, and they see how strong she is. No matter the obstacle, she'll run through it like it's made of paper. She's always there to hype people up and get them back on their feet as well. It is very clear that the student is a leader amongst their peers. They lead by example, are always generous with their time and energy, and value all perspectives with a listening ear. It was very clear from their peers' nominations that this student goes above and beyond for the people around them and genuinely cares about her community. She is an incredible role model who will be a force to be reckoned with in her post-secondary education. It is my great pleasure to congratulate Hallie Fedorowicz as this year's Character Award winner. Next, Mr. Young is going to join us again to make the presentation of the Torchbearer Creativity Award.
Thank you, Ms. Ryback. This year's Torchbearer Award for Creativity goes out to an individual who best exemplifies curiosity, willingness to learn, and the ability to solve problems in a creative manner. Being curious about the world around us can create a sense of wonder in the makeup of the world, and that can allow us to be an active participant that we can learn from and contribute to. My experiences with Jaden Francis have always been about how something works or looking at a topic from a different perspective. Whether it's learning how to use the 3D printer or observing the problem with school photographs of people of color and developing a solution for it, Jaden definitely loves to think differently and uniquely. His peers describe him as someone who is out-of-the-box thinker and someone who has the ability to take risk even if he knows that they might not work out for the best. I'm pleased to present this year's Torchbearer Award for Creativity to Jaden Francis. Our final Torchbearer Award is the Pass the Torch Award. I would like to welcome Ms. Charlene Smallwood, Nelson McIntyre Principal, to make this presentation. And following this presentation, she will share the final award of the evening, the Louis-Riel School Division Legacy Scholarship and the Governor's General Medal.
The Pass the Torch Award is given to a student who represents everything that Nelson McIntyre is. A student who challenges their peers in citizenship, collaboration, character, and creativity, passing the torch from one graduation generation to the next. This award is peer selected, and in their nominations, her peers have this to say. She's involved in a wide variety of extracurricular activities, giving her diverse perspective to the student body. Throughout high school, she's embraced the project-based learning mentality and continuously has brought entertainment to the classroom. She's been heavily involved in a wide variety of clubs, allowing her insight into many different sides of high school. She has frequently spoken at school and outside events, such as Model United Nations, and continues to demonstrate strong abilities. As one student so perfectly said, "It's Isla, come on." She represents Nelson Mac because she is a strong contributor and a strong leader. It is my pleasure to pass the torch to Isla Furness. The Louis-Riel School Division Legacy Scholarship is awarded to the student who has maintained the highest academic standing through their high school career and has earned academic excellence based on achievement in grade 11 and 12 courses. This individual has shown an outstanding work ethic, is socially responsible and caring, and displays good initiative, motivation, and integrity on a consistent basis. The Governor General's Academic Medal was first awarded in 1873 by the Earl of Dufferin and has since become one of the most prestigious awards that a student in a Canadian educational institution can receive. The Secondary School Bronze Medal is awarded to the student who has achieved the highest average upon graduation from high school. This average includes grade 11 and 12 courses. This year's recipient has excelled during his 4 years at Nelson McIntyre Collegiate. With plans to move to the University of Manitoba in the Faculty of Science with aspirations to become a dentist in the future, Ethan Holmes is sure to find success as he enters university. An exceptional student, a dedicated member of the junior achievement, track and field, and cross-country teams, and basically every endeavor or request by any staff member here at Nelson McIntyre Collegiate. It is a pleasure to share this news with the Nelson McIntyre community, Ethan and his family. Congratulations, Ethan, on receiving this most prestigious award.
Congratulations, everyone. This concludes the presentation of awards. The formal presentation of receiving the diploma will be done live at our upcoming ceremony at Nelson McIntyre next week. To bridge us to that event, we're going to recognize each student with their quip and a photo of them in their graduation gown.
Kelly Alexander.
Don't be a sheep unless you are a sheep.
Aiden Antoine.
To accomplish great things, we must not only act, but also dream. Not only plan, but also believe.
Ricardo Ariola.
Thank you to all the teachers at Nelson Mac. If it weren't for you guys, I don't think I would have been in this spot right now. And I'd also like to thank the staff at Nelson Mac.
Joseph Asante.
Congratulations to our JoJo on his big day. We are so proud of you through the challenges and hurdles. You did it. We love you.
Jacob Bolio. The road to success is always under construction. Yosef Stefan Ben Masoud.
It's my first almost year in Canada. I've been here for about 9 months now. So studying, sometimes it was feeling hard, sometimes confusing, and everything was new to me. But it was interesting and not bad at all having such a new experience. So I just want to thank everyone I met here who was helping me and teaching me. I really appreciate it.
Madison Bethune. Madison plans to travel the world pursuing a career in publishing. Morgan Beveridge Mendamin.
I'm grateful for the past 4 years of high school that have brought me new friendships, amazing experiences, and a better understanding of who I am and what I'm passionate about. I would like to thank my family and friends for their loving and ongoing support.
Natalia Beata.
I'd like to thank the staff at Nelson McIntyre Collegiate, my friends and family for helping me expand my horizon. Congrats, class of 2021. I look forward to seeing what you will achieve in the future.
Luke Campbell.
Fellow students and teachers, I'd like to start off by thanking my parents for always pushing me to do my best and supporting me along the way. I would also like to thank my teachers for inspiring me and helping me grow as a person. I wish all my fellow students the best in life, and I'm looking forward to the next chapter of mine.
Thomas Cardinal.
This school year has been extremely difficult, but incredibly rewarding. The moment I wanted to quit is the moment I kept pushing, demonstrating that anything is possible. The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you gotta put up with the rain. Therefore, my life is blessed with some of the most amazing teachers. Thank you for being a part of my journey. MITT, here I come.
Deja Delorme.
Thank you to my small circle of friends for staying real and making high school an unforgettable experience.
Yeva Dianka. Yeva remarks that throughout their high school journey, they had a lot of opportunities which they might not have had at a different school, and they're thankful for that. They're also thankful for those they met in the beginning of this journey until this day who reside by their side. Sage Drozdowich Holland.
My 2 years at this school were some of the best. Thank you to Ms. Smallwood for being such a creative principal, and to my teachers Ms. Woodyard, Mr. Fabry, Ms. Mazzone, and Mr. Spicer for their expertise. Thank you especially to Mr. Patrician and Mr. Hansen for the incredible and memorable learning experience that is Propel.
Marcus Xavier Dunca.
You are the only you, and that's pretty powerful. So why on earth would you want to look like someone else, dress like someone else, dance like anyone else, be someone else? You are a legend of your own.
Jabir Elast. Jabir would like to thank the teachers and staff of Nelson McIntyre Collegiate. Hallie Fedorowicz.
I'd like to thank the teachers and the class of 2021 for making my time at Nelson Mac so memorable.
Austin Ford.
Thanks to the Lord for guiding me through life and providing family and friends who support me.
Jaden Francis.
I would like to give a special thanks to my family, teachers, and friends for helping me to reach where I am today, especially my parents for all the sacrifices they have made for me throughout my life.
Levi Frazier.
This year has been full of ups and downs. It's told me a lot and has allowed me to grow. What really stuck with me was knowing that the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Isla Furness.
I'd like to thank my family, friends, classmates, and teachers for all the wonderful memories and support you have given me over the last 4 years.
Chloe Gate.
A huge thank you to all the staff at Nelson Mac. They taught me to never quit. Those with the passion and the determination to keep going will achieve remarkable feats. It's all about the intensiveness of your effort.
Dakota Giesek.
I would like to thank everyone who helped me get to this momentous occasion, especially my mom. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity.
Sage Giesek.
I would like to thank my mom and my family for always believing in me and for pushing me through my years at Nelson Mac. I couldn't have done it without you all. I would also like to thank Miss Everett for guiding me and for putting such a positive impact on me. I wish all my fellow graduates the success that they deserve in this life. Remember, your life is your story, and the adventure ahead of you is the journey to fulfill your own purpose and potential.
Maya Gibson.
I would like to thank Miss Everett for being my teacher and support throughout my high school experience. Walking into the foods room and talking each day made my year. After school, I aspire to go into data science at Red River Collegiate.
Emily Guay. In the end, it's not going to matter how many breaths you took, but how many breaths took your breath away. Ikram Hag.
I'd like to thank my parents for all the sacrifices they've made throughout my life for me to have the opportunity to succeed.
Tradell Hill.
Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined.
Ethan Holmes.
I can't believe graduation is already here. Thank you to everyone at Nelson Mac for an amazing high school experience. I can't wait to see what's next.
June Hu.
Honestly, I didn't think I'd make it this far, but I'd like to say my thanks to all my fellow classmates and teachers.
Jason Huang. Jason would like to share this quote from Tyler Knott Gregson. I would happily agree that I am the fire that lights up your life if you will agree with me when I say that if I am the fire, then you most certainly started me. Kieran Kelly.
Everything you can imagine is real.
Manal Khan.
Thank you and goodbye.
Marina Lavalley.
I'd like to thank the people here who have given me the ability to take risks instead of losing my chances, and I hope that I can be that person for others in the future.
Maddie Leslie Toogood.
Congrats to my fellow grads. I would like to thank my friends, family, and teachers for making my time at Nelson Mac so enjoyable.
Skylar Letang. Love the life you live and live the life you love. Tyrese Longe. Tyrese would like to thank Mr. Enns and Ms. Coates for helping transition him to the real world. Also, thanks to Janice and Uncle Jacob for the extra push. Shout out to Ms. Bird and Ms. Barry who were there in grade 9 and now get to watch me graduate. Lucas Mancinelli.
Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards.
Cody Menard.
Graduation for me is only the beginning, not the end.
Sierra Morasti. Sierra plans to continue her studies at the University of Winnipeg next year. She would like to thank her family and her teachers for their support over the years. Guilherme Miguita.
This fall, I will attend University of Manitoba, and I owe the success to all of my teachers and friends that carry me on their back for 4 years straight.
Janice Ngomsi.
I would like to thank my family and Mr. Yang for their support. I appreciate Nelson McIntyre for welcoming me.
Zach Newen. Zach remarks that Nelson McIntyre has given him new knowledge, gave him new experiences, and helped him learn more English. One of the best times he had was as a volunteer in the Breakfast Club. Win Nguyen.
The future belongs to those who live in the beautiful of their dreams.
Seth Nicholas.
Thank you, Nelson Mac, for a good 2 years and the opportunity to graduate on time, and for all your patience and help along the way. Adios.
Eni Okadera.
Don't be afraid of death. Be afraid of an unlived life. Go travel, clear that bucket list, make the most out of your moments, because one day those moments become nothing but the good old days.
Junya Otitaju.
Thank you to my peers, teachers, and families for their guidance throughout my high school journey. Fab said it best. Thirdly is not a word.
Lane Paring.
I'd like to thank my friends, family, and the staff at NMC for the experiences and memories from the past 4 years. Good luck to my fellow graduates in the next stages of their lives.
Greg Powell.
I'd like to thank my parents for helping me push through these past 4 years. I would also like to thank the staff at NMC for giving me knowledge and guidance. My plans for the future include going to ATC to learn how to become an electrician.
Logan Rollick.
Graduation is not the finish line, it's the starting line.
Lily Rentz. Lily would like to quote John Wooden when he said, "Be more concerned with your character than your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are." Nat Robert.
What's coming will come, and we'll meet it when it does.
Hayden Shelton.
Thank you to all the friends and family that helped me along the way.
Evan Shupak. In the future, Evan plans on pursuing a career in law enforcement. Donovan Stevenson.
Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future.
Quinlan Sutherland.
Intelligence is very subjective. You can always learn new things, but you can't teach hard work. Wise words from 2020 grad Eric Bao.
Annie Tran.
Special thanks to Young Money for his life lessons in biology so we wouldn't have to do work, as well as Miss McCorby for telling us to break her ears with our music.
Jaden Trudgeon.
The wind bids me leave you. Less hasty am I than the wind. Yet I must go, breathe through my days among you. I go with the wind, but not down into emptiness. And if this day is not a fulfillment, then let it be promised to another day.
Haley Vizot.
In the wise words of Winnie the Pooh, I always get to where I'm going by walking away from where I've been.
Kissanet Yabio. Kissanet remarks that it has taken 13 years to acquire these friendships, and now a lifetime to keep them. Gage Young. Gage would like to quote Arthur Rubinstein, "I have found that if you love life, life will love you back." Marwan Zeed. Marwan would like to thank everyone that helped during the high school journey.
Each year, students and staff select a student to represent the graduates at convocation. At this time, I would like to welcome Ms. Lane Perrin to deliver the valedictorian address.
As 21st century learners, our teachers' driving goal has been to set us on our way as self-sufficient individuals, or, as more than a few have put it, as fully functioning grown-ups. From repeatedly deleting emails that fail to conform to professional guidelines, to teaching us that there's information beyond Google and that our research is far richer when we meet people face-to-face to listen to their experiences, the moment we step foot through the doors of Nelson Mack, we've been challenged to be outside-of-the-box thinkers, insightful public speakers, and community leaders. But above all else, we've been challenged to grow. Let's go back to the beginning for a second. The end of the beginning, to be exact, the famous Our Journey as a Learner project, when we were asked to talk about our growth in our first year at NMC. Some illustrated their growth through creative directional signage, another a birdcage to represent branching out of their comfort zone, and I used Lego bricks to symbolize learning being like building without instructions, a constant cycle of trial, error, and progress. One common theme I noticed was threaded through most projects, however, was the fear of standing face-to-face with the unknown. As the graduating class of 2021, we are now no strangers to embracing the unknown. In grade 9, the unknown sounded like, what will our next project be? I hope it's not public speaking. And in grade 12, it quickly became, will we ever get to speak to people again? Through it all, one thing I've come to know is that, ironically enough, the unknown is the teacher who is with us the longest. And like Mr. Spicer or Miss Harms, Mr. Fabry or Mr. Sabern, Mr. Young or Miss Cook, our teachers push us to grow. In order for us to truly progress as individuals and push the limits of our potential, we must be less concerned with constantly getting the right answer or ideal solution to every problem we face, and instead develop our own thoughts, opinions, and ideas, taking the risky road over the smooth and raising our voices to carve paths of who we are and what we stand for in this world. With facing the unknown comes opportunity, and with opportunity comes choice. As actress Sarah Parrish put it, living with fear stops us taking risks, and if you don't go out on the branch, you're never going to get the best fruit. In our time at Nelson Mack, we have proven that age is not a prerequisite to be leaders, creators, innovators, and influencers of positive change. Through challenging the unknown, we have grown to be the 21st century learners our teachers sought to foster, the playwrights, cross-country champions, superior awarded musicians, and maybe most importantly, the cross-disciplinary thinkers who have managed graduating through, everyone's favorite words, unprecedented times. But the reality is, from here on out, every day will be unprecedented. And I can't help thinking we've been thrown the biggest, most authentic project yet. Function as if you're an independent human with deadlines, with autonomy, with responsibilities, but you're not going to do it from your classroom every day. And I have to admit, that sounds about right for life at Nelson. Presenting to elected officials, hosting public events, teaching elementary students, now go and function on your own and survive a global pandemic. Project-based learning at its finest. We've heard it before from siblings and from parents. I don't remember anything I learned in high school. If we hang on to anything from these past 4 years, let it be this, that we've been taught and trained to be original, self-sufficient humans, breaching the unknown from day one. Let that thought excite and encourage you. Let it ignite something inside you to keep you going when your path winds off into darker woods or disappears entirely. You can do this. You've done it before, we all have. And we'll have each other from here on out, because now we're all on the same journey, the journey into the unknown. But before our journey beyond Nelson begins, we need to take a moment to thank those who made it possible for us to be in cap and gown on this day. To our teachers and staff who sparked our torch, you have pushed us to do better, tested our limits, and nurtured our crazy ideas. You've faced the unknown by our side, and at times, perhaps at a slight distance, but all while managing to make us feel seen, heard, and safe. You've been forced to redesign learning as we know it, crafting lessons without a classroom, power mechanics without the tools, and band without the instruments. We thank you for your constant innovation, hard work, and guidance. To Mr. Wagner, Ms. Smallwood, and Mr. Nightingale, the learners who lead our 21st century classrooms at Nelson Mac, you have gifted us the opportunity to be independent thinkers in our teenage years and have kept our school a well-oiled machine throughout. We thank you for your dedication to your vision. To our family and friends who have offered us endless support and encouragement, you have seen it all. The last-minute assignments, late-night extracurriculars, and agony of finding those credible sources for our essays our teachers can't seem to stress enough. We thank you for your commitment and enthusiasm in our learning. To my fellow graduates, today is about us, our drive, perseverance, accomplishments, and growth. Although we had an alternative last half of high school, the class of 2021 rose to the occasion and pressed on. Thank you for the memories, irreversible connections, and for fostering the family that exists at our school. I hope when you look back and reflect in the years to come, the friendships and experiences stand out, and you remember our growth as a class from soft-spoken grade 9s to grade 12s who are a force to be reckoned with. And I hope today you are proud. Our future and who we will grow to be is whatever we make of it. The opportunities and risks we take, where we choose to raise our voice, and what we stand for will shape us. And when the unknown does come knocking at your door, remember the words of Anis Mojgani in his poem, Shake the Dust. Turn the knob and open on up and run into its big, big hands with open arms, trembling though you may be. Congratulations, graduates of 2021. Best of luck to you all. You got this.
Thank you, Ms. Perry. That was wonderful. Our evening's coming to a close, so I call upon Ms. Smallwood for the final remarks.
We would like to thank everyone for coming and enjoying this event with us today. We would like to thank family and friends for taking time out of their day to join in celebration about their students. We would like to thank all the staff who worked very hard to put this event together. And most importantly, we would like to thank the students for giving us this cause for celebration. We do hope you have a wonderful, relaxing, and enjoyable summer. And we also hope that we are able to connect with you sometime in the future. Take care, everyone, and thanks for coming.